Degrees of Desperation. By converting a 3-year bachelor's degree into a 4-year program, Delhi's premier center of learning will only compromise a reputation that has taken generations to build. Among public universities in India, the University of Delhi stands out, and for at least 7 reasons. First, it has an integrated campus with undergraduate colleges and graduate faculties in the science and the humanities, the social sciences, law, and even fine arts. Second, it has an all India catchment with students coming in large number from Bihar and Orissa from the south, from the northeast. Third, it has consistently at some of the best colleges and postgraduate faculties in India and even Asia. Fourth, the campus has always been hospitable to all political tendencies. Unlike some other Indian universities, it has not been a Marxist or Hindutva stronghold. Fifth, this pluralism is intellectual as well as ideological. In the department I myself know best, such as history and economics, students are not forced with a single way of studying the subject, as they would in some other universities, but acquainted with diverse theories and approaches. Sixth, although women students and faculties are still not fully free or equal compared to other universities in India, DU has more consistently encouraged women to excel in scholarly pursuits. Seventh, although it is a residential university, it is closely integrated with the city, since it has a large number of day scholars, unlike the IITs and IIMs. Here students can get a good education without being distanced from Indian society as a whole. It is for these reasons that the proposal to the radically restructured Delhi universities has met with such alarm. In an arbitrary, authoritarian manner, the administration has sought to push through the conversion of the standard 3-year bachelor's degree into a 4-year program, rather than closely consulting all stakeholders within and outside the university. The scheme has been presented as a fate, a comply to students, parents, college principal, departmental heads, teachers, and staffs. The logic of converting an established 3-year degree program into one of 4 years has not been carefully examined. When all other public universities in India have a 3-year program, how can one university alone stand out? The argument that the change will help students get admission into American universities is extremely elitist, since that possibility is open to at most 1% of students. The change in duration has not been seriously debated, nor more dangerously have changes in the syllabi. Thus, the new BA programs has a mandatory course on geographical and social diversity. While this is not in itself a bad idea, the committee constituted to design the course was chaired by a business economist. Another mandatory course on history and civilization was drafted without much input from the DU's own history department. These examples could be multiplied. Strangest of all is the name adopted for the new scheme. A student will get a baccalaureate used in France for high school graduates and in no country that I know or of for universities graduates. For some time now, the finest scholars in the university have urged the Vice Chancellor to be more consultative. Their counsel has been disregarded. Sadly, there is a tendency among people in authority to become even more arrogant when confronted with criticism. This happened to Indira Gandhi and more recently to Narendra Modi. Still, that a scholar of distinction would be so close-minded bodes ill for the future of higher education in India. I write this in some anguish for the Vice Chancellor and I were once undergraduates together. But write it I must, for I owe almost everything to our shared alma mater, like countless other Indians. My mind was quickened and shaped by my years at the University of Delhi. It was there I learned to read with discrimination and to conduct serious research. It was there I came to appreciate the virtues of liberalism and pluralism. It was there I came to love our great tradition of classical music. The violin maestro T. N. Krishnan was a professor at the university at the time. In the 3 decades since I graduated, I have gone back often, half a dozen times a year on the average. I know and admire scholars in many colleges and most departments, including the sciences. For all the pressure of growing student numbers and scarce fund, there remains among a significant number of DU teachers a real commitment to opening young minds, doing original research, and building institution. All this has now been put at risk by a scheme carelessly conceived and hastily pushed through. The scheme proposed by the Vice Chancellor must be postponed by at least a year. A proper process of consultation must begin with changes discussed with care and in detail with faculty and staff councils, as well as with the best scientists and social scientists from other universities. If the reforms are then carried out, they will be more solid in spirit and in substance, and be able to enlist the cooperation of all stakeholders. In the meantime, admission for the coming academic year 2013-14 could be conducted on the basis of the existing system of a 3-year degree. This, after all, is the system that has produced Amitav Ghosh, Radhika Roy, Naina Lal Kidwai, P.N. Dhar, Arun Jaitley and hundreds of other top scholars, professionals, public servants and entrepreneurs. Allowing it to continue for another year while the most sustainable model of reform is worked out is in the interest of students, parents and faculty alike. Institutions of quality take generations to build, but they can be destroyed by one thoughtless act or by one authoritarian individual. The University of Delhi, one of our few remaining genuinely public treasures, must be saved from this eventuality.